Table Talk Show with Nikki G the Voice.
It's your girl, Miss Gavri, and you're listening to the Table Talk Show with Nikki G, the voice on islandvibe.net. Tune in every Saturday.
How can you see when it rains and it pours? How can you leave without closing the door? How can you say that I ain't tell you why? I know that you do, you was making me cry. I'm screaming, pleading, I'm holding you down for no reason. Scheming, I'm bleeding, I'm tired of your games and I'm leaving. Stop.
Table Talk Show with Nikki G the Voice.
Welcome to Table Talk, everyone. I am here with my special guest, Gavri. Gavri, how are you doing?
Hi, Nikki. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking and thank you for having me. How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. The weather is a bit cold.
Oh my gosh, yes. It is so cold, and I'm still in denial that summer's over, but I gotta give it up for the
I know,
cold.
I know. I'm a summer baby. Being that I'm from the Caribbean, I could never get used to this weather. You know,
Yeah, I
I could,
understand.
yeah, I've been here
Yeah.
for years, but I just don't like the cold. I have a relative that leaves Trinidad and comes over here for the winter because he loves the cold. I can't. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, he does that. I have some people,
Wow.
I guess because, being that over there is like super hot. So,
Yeah, yeah, my auntie, she used to eat snow. Don't tell her I told anybody that, but even though we're on live, she used to eat snow.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
they never see that before. It doesn't snow in Trinidad. So when they come in, they see it, they say, "What is that?"
hmm
It's snow. So it's
Exactly.
so cool to see, how different cultures are, and that I have Trini in my family. Both my parents are Trinidadian,
Yeah.
but I wasn't born in Trinidad, so I visited a
Okay.
few tims. But I'm not used to the customs, that they are. So it's just so funny
Completely.
seeing the differences.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of differences. Like people that I associate with, like people I work with, I try to tell them, these are some of the things that we do, some of the things we don't do. It might look kind of quirky, but when you're raised in that culture, it's really interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could hear the accent coming out now.
Y- Yeah, because you know why? Because as soon as you said that, you have family in Trinidad, most times we'd kind of mask the accent for people to understand. And then as soon as you meet a Trini, it comes out right away. So you
Yeah,
can,
that them thing does happen,
yeah,
Them
see?
thing does happen.
Exactly. I love
Yeah.
my accent. I just,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just
very
have to
beautiful.
practice it. I have to practice for sure.
Yeah, but you have it down pat. You don't even sometimes like my son was trying to do it, but he was doing more in a singing way because he was like really pressuring himself to sing it, to say it. So he
Yes,
was singing.
yes.
But when you just let it come out naturally, you have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
So,
true. And
yeah,
and Trinis are known to have like a sing-song kind of thing anyway. So that's probably why he sounded more like he was singing because our accents give more of a sing-song twang kind of thing.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what? I might be going back and forth, but I read in I read in your bio that you were in a band, right? We're gonna come to that. But I'm just gonna ask you this question. Being in a band or a soca band, the differences between now and then, could you just give me a couple of differences? Was it kind of, I don't want to say weird, but interesting to be in a soca band and now doing more hip hop, R&B pop?
I wouldn't say weird. It was very different because the genre is very different. It goes R&B and hip hop is more can be more slow and it's more Americanized. And then you have soca, which is high energy, fast paced,
Yeah.
dancing. So I would say it with R&B being more kind of toned down, singing a soca band kind of helped me out because it had so much high energy that when it was time for me to sing, sing R&B or hip hop or whatever, it was easier. I had to use less energy.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I would say that. And I will say singing in the band definitely helped me for where I am right now because it helped me to get used to singing in front of crowds, singing live, and things like that. So it was, I did that before when I was younger, but bringing it out now that I'm older, you know, it definitely did help with me being on my own and,
Yeah.
you know, singing live. It was a big help.
Doesn't make you kind of versatile in a way, being
Yes, for
that.
sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would definitely say help with my versatility. You
Mm.
know, being able to put a little bit of my calypso into the music that I make today. Because even though it may be a R&B beat or a hip hop beat, you may hear a Caribbean accent or, you
True.
know, Caribbean lingo, just a way. Even I was just telling someone that, you know, my one of my favorite artists is soca artist is Bungie Garlin.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, he's one of my faves. I really like his flow. I like his cadence. I like his lyricism. And you know,
Yeah.
he's one of my inspirations for when I create music here. So I feel like being able to fuse my um US
Mm-hmm.
tradition and my Trini traditions, being able to fuse that make me different. Bring,
Yeah.
you know, help me to bring something new to the table that's not really done, hasn't been done too
Yeah.
often, you know?
I like that. I like when people are versatile and you could literally bring in a different influence and still bring in, your hip hop, R&B and so forth. But one more question on that, but I mean, I have a thunder of questions, but if you have to give a soca artist advice, being that you're in the hip hop and R&B circuit, what advice would you give them? Because a lot of people in the soca industry always say, "Oh, soca's gonna make it. Soca's gonna make it," but you find that it's kind of a little struggle in a way to come to the mainstream. Have you noticed a difference from transitioning from soca to R&B that you could probably tell someone this is probably what soca needs to do in order to become mainstream?
Um, Honestly, I'm still trying to figure that formula out myself on how I can bring soca mainstream or help to bring soca mainstream. One thing I can say that I had an idea to do was to study some of the US traditions and lingos, which I see some people doing, like even like that, not some of the Nyla Black Man
Yes.
or Young
Brother, yeah.
Brother, even Patrice Roberts. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of these artists, they bring forth, you know, some of the mainstream hip hop and R&B or pop music
Yeah.
lingo. You know, some of the type of things that they say and the aura that the song itself has and or gives off, um, has that little sprinkle to that can probably push it to a mainstream. So
Okay.
I would say more so studying and traveling and seeing new things, you know, would probably help give them different ideas on how to merge that. But like
Yeah.
I said, I'm still trying to come up with that myself. I would like to be one of the people that can create that link, you know, to help Soka to push to the world, you know, to be
Yeah,
mainstream.
yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people saying, "Oh, stick to," before it used to be Kaiso, then now it's soca.
Hmm.
They're mixing with different islands, and people are saying, why mix? Why don't we stick to our own tradition? But you have to be versatile in that sense in order for the world to know who you are. You can't just stick to one tradition, you know?
Yeah,
So, that's what I say.
yeah.
So, when people hear your music, they often say she's making Billboard charts kind of music, right? How does it feel to have that kind of reaction so early in your career?
It's so motivating, you know. I I'm so very humble. These are my humble beginnings,
Hmm.
you know. I'm just it helps me to understand like maybe this is my calling. This was the gift that God gave me,
Hmm.
like this voice. And I'm glad that I was finally able to start using it and blessing others. And it's a blessing for them to come to me and to tell me that I helped them to feel something. Now I want to do this forever. Now I want to keep going and see how far we can go. How many people can we touch? What are
Good.
some topics I can talk about? Some things that, you know, other people can probably relate to. Tell my story.
Mm,
Because a lot of the time I felt like um my opinions didn't matter. Sometimes I felt small. And so for the first time in a long time, I don't feel so small because I feel like I'm being recognized, for the gift that God gave me. And I can't give anybody else the glory but God for that. Sometimes I feel like music even saved me because I don't
mm,
know what I would even do if I wasn't doing music.
wasn't. Okay.
Yeah, so
I was listening to an interview, right? I like to look at different interviews, different genres. And I saw Lauren Hill say something, as you touched on God, and you also touched on your um, you know, the gift that you have. And she was talking about gifts. And she was saying, with my gift that I have to work twice and three times as hard because before she was thinking, okay, I have a gift. I could do, I could sing, I could do whatever and people like it. But she said it's not that way. With a gift, you have to work as hard. God give you that gift, but you have to work double hard in order to um let people see that you're serious about what you're doing. Do you believe in that, or is she's did you have to work like really, really hard to get where you are now?
yes, I could agree with that. And I'm still working very hard. I feel as though I when I dropped my first song, I thought that that was gonna be it. They're gonna hear this and I'm gonna be famous. But how are they supposed to hear it? That's where the work comes in.
Exactly.
How are they supposed to hear it? You have to market. You got to push. You got to make these connections. You got to go outside. You have to build a team. You have to net. I mean, it's just so much that comes with. You can't just have the talent. You have to put the work behind it, you know? And then on top of having a talent, we all were born with some kind of gift. And it's our responsibility to hone our skills to make sure that our gift is, that we can use our gift to be the best that we can be.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have nice voices.
Hmm.
I feel like there's a difference between having a nice voice and then being able to sing.
True.
You know what I mean? Because and it's a double whammy if you have a nice voice and can sing. Because then that's where it comes in. So learning how to sing is a different kind of skill. So and it takes years and years of practice, and I'm still practicing. I'm even going back to school at Bowie State in January to study music
Mm,
and to study vocals because I there's always room for improvement. I'm not the best. So there's like Lauryn Hill said, just to bring it back to that,
yeah.
yeah, you need to put in that extra work. It's
Yeah.
not gonna come easy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. You see a lot of artists. I mean, that stuck in my head too, because I'm like, people always tell you for what I do, people always tell me, oh, you have the talent, you could do this, it's very easy, and so forth. Sometimes, I'm not knocking anyone, sometimes you'd find those who have, I don't want to say less skills, but there's some people who have the gift of gab and that they tend to go a little further because they do their marketing, they do everything double hard. And the ones who have the gift feel like I have the gift, so I don't need to work that hard, but that's not the way it is, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. You've been called a newly discovered sensation talent from the DMV. How would you describe who Miss Garvey is? Not just as a singer, but as a storyteller and a performer.
Um, I would say Miss Gavri is a force, you know, very bold and you know, open with experiences and just recognizing that I am human and I do make mistakes. I'm not perfect. And Miss Gabby just wants to share with the world these human experiences in the most beautiful way possible. So I would say bold, fierce, fun, flirty, sweet. Those are some things that I would use to
All of
describe.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. You're signed with EAS Entertainment Group. who announced your debut single, Down Bad, right?
Yes.
How did that partnership begin, and and what has it meant to you for your artistic growth?
Okay. So EAS Entertainment Group is my management team. We formed back in 2022. Uh, the founder is Big Sid, and the co-founder is Cher.
Mm-hmm.
Cher is actually my one of my family members. She's my aunt. Yes, and Sid is her business partner.
Okay.
And she's always believed in me since I was a kid. She'd take me to church and have me singing in the children's choir or singing
Oh,
solo,
nice.
special music, or whatever it may be. Like she was always behind me. And so with starting the management team in partnership with Sid, and me being one of their first artists that they signed, I was so excited to do so. I just felt like it fit, and so far so good. I mean, I always hear stories about, you got to make sure that your team is solid and that these people have, you know, your best interest at hand in mind. Because, a lot of time in the music industry, it can be a scary place. You don't know who you can trust. You don't know who's going to backdoor you. So right now, I feel very safe. I feel very comfortable with the people that I have on my team. And I do believe in this. I feel like we can all go far together. They're very helpful. I'm just so grateful to work with my management team. I trust them, and we are working together hand in hand, to make waves in the industry and to, make our mark and to accomplish our goals.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very good. Very good. And it's nice to
Thank you.
have someone that that, I mean, did it make you feel more comfortable knowing that, you know the person that's bringing you into the industry?
Yes, it definitely made me help me feel a lot more comfortable that not only do I know this person, it was someone close to me too.
Yeah,
Someone that has seen me grow up, and I know that has my best interest at heart.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
definitely do feel comfortable, and I do believe that this is a great partnership and it can go far.
That's good. That's good. I like that. I read that your late father's playlist inspired you on those school rides. What influence did his music taste have on your sound today?
So his music taste was definitely soca and reggae. He knows nothing about R&B, hip hop, none of that. My dad was born and raised in Trinidad and Tobago, so is my mom. And they came up here probably, I think, the age 26 or so. So he spent majority of his life in Trinidad. So that's the type of music that he would listen to. So growing up, that's what I would listen to. Because if they didn't know anything about R&B and hip hop, then what am I going to know?
Exactly.
I guess the most mainstream artist that my parents did know was probably like Celine Dion,
Mm,
Mariah Carey, Beyonce. Like we would start getting put onto the to those types of artists later on. So
70s and
y-
80s type or 80s
yes,
type music, yeah.
definitely 80s type music. I can't even
Yeah.
name some, but I could definitely sing some well,
Yeah.
not right now, but at the top of my mind, I can probably, those artists from back then, they like the old school but my dad would play a lot of Barris Hammond
Mm.
or Buju Banton. He would definitely play um
What about Sean
Sparrow.
Paul? Oh, okay.
Who?
Oldies. I was gonna say Sean Paul,
Sean
but
Paul?
he's
Yes,
more,
definitely
yeah,
Sean Paul. He loves
yeah.
some Sean Paul.
Oh,
When I
he
was in
does.
second grade, that was it. That was Sean Paul was the for sure. So those are the types of songs that I grew up on. So those definitely influence my music taste today. Like maybe my flows and cadences will probably have a lot to the soca music will have a lot to do with that.
That's nice. You said that your love for music started before you could even talk. Humming melodies as a toddler. Do you remember what kind of music surrounded you growing up?
I don't remember what type of music surrounded me growing up at that later age, but I mean I'm at that younger age, so
Yeah,
young.
yeah, yeah.
But from what I can remember, I can remember my mom singing me songs. I know she would sing me little nursery rhymes and things like that that I would probably mimic.
Mm.
hmm but I know reggae and soca, like I said, was played a lot of the time in the house. So that was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you know that song, but this song, Nani Wine Down Low,
Yeah.
Nani Wine Down Low. That was that
I don't
was
know.
my song.
I think it even had a dance to it. And I think Drupati, and she'll go, wee!
Wee! Yeah. And then
I know it. Yeah.
there was a reggae song, I believe it would go, Oh Donna, oh
Oh, Donna. I know
Donna.
that one. Yeah.
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 Um, I know a girl, Donna was her name. Something like that. I think that was the song.
Yeah. I know it. I know
My
it.
dad used to say that was my song when I was a kid. That reggae song was
Oh,
something.
really?
Yes,
You
I
used to
guess.
like it. Oh,
Yeah.
it goes kind of slow. I know a girl, Donna was her name. And then
Yeah.
it goes, yeah,
She
oh,
left me. Something.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. I know.
exactly that.
Oh,
hmm
nice,
So
nice.
those are some of my childhood memories there when it comes to music.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
think having a musical influence, like even when I was younger, I wanted to sing. I didn't know I would have gone into voiceovers, and I never knew I would have done commercials and those things. I really, really wanted to sing. And I used to sing to my friends in school. Did you do that? Like sing to friends and sing?
Oh my gosh, please. I still do that.
Yeah.
I hold people hostage and have them listen to my music. I'm like, shh,
Yeah.
quiet down, listen to this. They're like, oh, what's this? I'm like, it's me. I tricked you. I literally hold people hostage. So in school, I do the same thing. I used to do the same thing. I used to sing all the time. I remember there was one of my classmates, his name is Charles. I
Uh-huh.
hope he's doing well. But he was also a singer too, and he sang in the choir. One
Mm,
day we were in the hallway, it was our lunch break, and we decided to make singing videos, like covers of some of our favorite songs that would come on the radio during that time.
mm.
And our videos were going viral online. Yes. And so that was one of my things, one of my highlights from high school. That was one of the things that helped build my confidence growing up. When people would recognize me from videos, even from other schools. They used to be like, "You're the girl on Twitter that was singing with blah blah blah." So that's that. I think that was like the start
It
of
gives you that boost.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It gives you that boost. As you're talking about influence, going back to your parents and the music, you know, I'm saying that because my mom used to do the same, like always with records. Well, now people don't deal with records and LPs and all that stuff, but she had
Mhm.
so much music that I knew everything. And then when I grew up, I used to write down songs so I'd know all of the lyrics, sing it with friends. Music was just my world. Up till now,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's still,
Mhm.
even though I went into a different field, but still I'm surrounded with music because I mean, interviewing people. I have a lot of friends who are artists, musicians, producers, stuff like that. So it feels really nice to be in the mix of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
still keeping that same kind of feel, but not really. Even though that's not what you are doing, you're still around people that's doing the same thing. So you're still in that world of entertainment
Yeah.
regardless. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Exactly, exactly. Okay. At just 5 years old, you join your church's choir, right? Um, and
Yes.
later you studied piano and vocals. What did those early lessons teach you about discipline and artistry?
Oh my goodness. They taught me a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going back to school at Bowie State. I'm craving that discipline again.
Hmm.
I'm craving that discipline again because I'm not going to sit and cap to y'all. I I'm not as disciplined as I would love to be. I feel like
Okay,
if I was a little more disciplined, I would be further. I'm trying to get back to my roots, to how
okay.
I started. it definitely gave me a great foundation because
Mm,
it taught me everything that I know. So I know what I should be doing. It's just the point of standing on business and doing what I need to do and setting my priorities straight. But I
okay.
definitely had a great foundation for music theory, and I just want to continue and compound on that.
Okay. So let's say you're about to pick your classes. What type of classes would you, I know you said vocal training. What type of other classes you might get involved in? Let's say you're picking a class now and you could think of something you'd like to further your studies on.
Definitely communications, public speaking, and maybe instruments. I would like to do piano. I pick piano back up. I'm still pretty intermediate with that. I'd like to pick
Hmm.
that back up as well. It would go hand in hand with my voice and music theory and learning, you know, new things in music. I think it would help out. So,
Nice.
but definitely, communication.
That's good. You even taught voice and piano around 13.
Yes.
How was
Um,
that?
it was cool. I was. I had so much responsibility at that time. I went to Ernest Just Middle School, and I believe there was a Lake Arbor Community Center right behind there.
Hmm.
And one of my classmates at Ernest Just, he's like, I'm in a play. I'm actually in a music program at Lake Arbor. If you want to come through after school, come and see what it's about. So of course I tell my mom, and we go over there just behind the bushes at next door, and we meet a woman named Mrs. Pearson, and
Hmm.
she's the head of the music department there. And she just explored the things that I can do as far as playing instruments. And, she was just very impressed by my skills and talents. And she felt like she needed some help. And she's like, I'll hire you.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
pay you this, and you'll come and you'll teach the choir, and that opportunity helped me. It helped me to learn more things that I didn't know.
Mm.
So that was a great experience right there, to have my first official job I wouldn't say official, but first job at 13, in doing something that I love. So that kind of motivated me and kind of broadened the horizons for the possibilities that I can do with music. Because, what if artistry didn't work out for me?
Yeah.
God forbid it doesn't. There is no plan B for me, but I'm just saying, what if it didn't work out?
Yeah. Yeah.
I could explore being a teacher. Something to do with music, because I feel like that's what my gift is. That's what my
Calling is.
calling is. Yeah.
I believe that because I always tell people life is like a jigsaw puzzle. You might probably think, let's say your mom tell you, oh, go and learn math, go learn English, go explore all these different languages. You never know where it'll take you, you know, in your journey. And
Yeah.
then you have other outlets that you could settle on. Let's say if singing had to be postponed and you need to, as you say, like we were talking in the background where we say, you have to work and you have to do different things. I think I know an actress right now who says she's in the medical field. So when people come to her and they see her, they're like, wait a minute, aren't you an actress? But she's
Hmm.
actually taking care of patients because she
Hmm.
says sometimes I have to go back to that to take care of my kids,
Yeah.
you know?
And that's so crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's actually crazy that, some of us have to do that. But,
Mm,
that's the reality of it at times. And, that's that's the struggle. But I think that we'll get there.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
get there as long as we
yeah,
put our best foot forward and keep having that faith and
yeah.
discipline like we spoke about. You can go far.
Far. It's true. It's so true. You saw at everything from school assemblies to weddings and festivals. Is there one performance, memorable performance that still gives you chills when you think back? Like
Yes.
any performance that's memorable to you?
Yes. And I can think of two. And there are like completely opposite experiences.
Uh-huh.
I'll start with my middle school experience. I was in seventh grade, and middle school started with seventh graders, so it was my first year in middle school.
Yeah.
And I was in band playing the clarinet.
Yeah.
Then I switched to chorus as well. So I started doing chorus and playing the piano. My
Mm.
teacher just realized that I had talent. I was able to play piano and sing at the same time. And one of my favorite songs to play was Someone Like You by Adele.
Ah.
That's one of my favorite songs. And they asked me to sing that and perform that at my assembly. It was like honor
Yeah.
roll assembly or something. I was so nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my first year of middle school. Like, what's everyone's gonna know me. But I did it, and it was great. Everyone just was
Oh.
like, "Oh my goodness, what's your name? Who are you? You can do that." Da, 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 da. And then they used to make me sing everything, sing and play piano for every event that they had. It was cool. I felt cool. You know, I don't know. I felt, when you're in middle school, you're a kid, you want to be popular. Like, I felt like I had that at that time. And that definitely made me feel like when I get older, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then ninth grade came along, and this was now, the first year of high school. This is a different ball game. So I thought I was gonna go to ninth grade and have the same luck that I had going into seventh grade. They had a polo night, and
Uh-huh.
I decided to sing and play piano again. And I sang "Stay" by Rihanna and
Mm.
Mikey. I don't want to butcher the name. I decided to play that, and I don't know if it got boring to the crowd. I didn't mess up or anything, but I don't know if it got boring. But I started to hear a couple of boos on the stage. Oh my gosh, yes. I started to hear a couple of boos, and I was like, oh no. But I kept it going. But then my time ran out before like the crowd can officially start booing. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So I
yeah.
kind of got away with it, but I heard the boos. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I'm like, oh no, I don't think people enjoyed my performance. Like, what did I do wrong? Like, and that was something I wasn't used to, and that kind of did shoot me down for a while. And it's so
Mm.
crazy how you can get praised so many people could be like, oh, you're so good at this, you're da 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 da, but let that one person or that one time
Mm-hmm.
when things went wrong, now you just don't believe in yourself anymore, and it's not fair. Stop. You can't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, it's true. And not
Hmm.
everyone's gonna like you too, and then
Yeah.
at the same time, but did you have any positive, anyone came up and told you, well, you know what? Forget all those boos. I think you did fine. Did anyone at all congratulate you?
Yes,
Or say
actually.
that they-
Yes, a lot of people did, but I still, if I don't know why, but once I heard those blues, I just was like, forget those people. I heard someone say that I was trash. And then
Yeah,
we tend to
yeah,
focus on the negativity so much more than the positive. And that's just me. I need to change my mindset at the end of the day when it comes to that. You can't work
yeah.
with that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say it might probably bruise your ego, but it checks you in a sense that yes, I'm good, but I still have to work harder,
For sure.
to win over the other person. Or maybe I just need to change something. I might need to change the key, just like a DJ. He'll probably change his music because the crowd is not the type of crowd for the music that he wants to play,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So that definitely comes with kind of paying attention to the audience too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I'm learning when it comes to performances and performing live. Read the room, vibe with the audience. How,
Mm-hmm.
vibe with each other. Each performance should feel like some kind of gathering where everyone's energy can bounce off of each other and everyone can feel similar emotions and feels because vibes are important. Vibes are
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's true. And then sometimes people pick up the pace because if they see people act in a certain way, I think from that experience, maybe you might know is like instead of singing it like that, like how she sang it, you might probably next time increase the pace and sing the same song. Some people do that. Or some people, I know you're playing the piano, but they might probably get up and be like, okay, and start to sit, like clap or, you know, however you take it, depending on your vibe, type thing. Yeah. But I'm talking right now and I would be like so sunk because I'm shy. People always say, "Oh, you don't look shy," and so forth, but you really have to muster up that energy in order to change the vibe around, you know? To
Yes.
me, I have to make jokes. And if I make jokes, then I become more confident. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's good. Did you find some kind of mechanism for when you feel anxious?
Anxious. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. What mechanism do you use? Like, are you naturally inclined to just go up on stage and sing, or do you use some form or fashion to like relax you?
I definitely have to relax myself in some way, and it comes with my mindset. I try to tell myself that I'm just excited rather than nervous.
Ah.
I like to say I'm excited. I read somewhere online that the same type of hormones that are released when you're nervous are the same uh, hormones that are released when you're excited. So
Mm,
I guess it's just shifting your mindset now to saying that maybe I'm more excited to show than what I can do rather than being nervous that I'm going to mess up.
mm,
And it also comes with practice. If you practice what you're about to do good enough amount of times, then you would be more confident in what you're about to do. And you won't be as scared. You won't be as anxious. Now you're more so excited to go out and do what you have to do to show them your talent. These people are not going to stand out there expecting you to fail. They're expecting to hear a good show. So give them a good show. You know what I mean? They're
sure.
not out here going to be like, yeah, I'm going to wait for her to mess up. But, you know, they want to enjoy themselves. So help them to enjoy themselves. And you yourself need to enjoy yourself when you're up there. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I try to tell myself that have fun, relax, vibe. It's okay. You're already talented. So what are you even scared about?
True, true.
Just sing.
Scared of failure, scared of bombing, scared of forgetting your words.
Don't tell me. No.
Has that happened before? Or
Yes. Don't start me. You
what
see
happened? What did you do?
the Orioles game shirt?
Uh-huh.
My Orioles game performance
Oh,
was was the worst performance of my life.
oh no. But what happened?
So it was my first time performing in a stadium that big.
Mm.
I didn't realize that I would have had to have in-ear monitors so that I can hear myself properly.
Mm-hmm.
I was very distracted by the delay in the microphone and the
Oh,
sound. I wasn't expecting that. So when I would sing, "Oh, say, can you see?" As soon as I stopped singing, "Oh, say," I would hear another "Oh, say," and then another "Oh, say," and I'm like, "Oh my
oh
goodness."
no.
I couldn't concentrate on the next line. And I
Yeah.
started singing off key, singing the wrong words. It was horrible. And mind you, this is on national television. It was horrible. I didn't know what to do. I felt embarrassed but I still continued on with the song and I let it rock out because how many people get to even say they had that? Like it's okay.
Exactly.
This is my first experience and it helped me to learn, okay, what do I do for next time? Don't beat
Next
yourself up.
time.
This is just the first time. It's okay.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people came up to me and said that I did a good job anyway. I know you're lying, but thank you for the encouragement. But yeah, there's been times where I messed up words and did so bad, but you just brush it off. Not everything's gonna
Yeah.
be perfect. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just an experience, as people say. You live
Hmm.
and learn, Everything's not gonna be perfect. So,
Yes.
um, So back to the soca band. I know I spoke about that. I had touched on that before, right?
Yeah.
You were part of a soca band in 2019, 2022 before going solo. What was that transition like, stepping out from the group to your own spotlight?
Um, it was a little different. It was a little scary because I had to develop my own identity. But I didn't want to stop making music. I wanted to see what I can do, you know,
Mhm.
and do my own thing. I had to learn a lot, but I did leave the band with a lot of new experience and new information that I was able to take and build off of.
Mhm.
Um, and I was just grateful for that experience. It was, I would say, a big difference was at the band in the band I was getting paid for gigs. All the gigs, majority of the gigs were paid for because the band was more so well known. They had their brand out there already in the Caribbean community here.
Nice.
They're
Good.
known, so thank you. So they will be getting paid for gigs. So that means, me being in the band, I'll be getting paid for gigs and shows. But now
Yeah.
that I'm on my own, creating my own brand new music that no one's ever heard before, now it's my mission to bring it to light. Now it comes a time where a lot of the shows aren't paid because people call themselves giving you opportunities to get in front of a certain
Yeah,
medium.
that's
So a
true.
lot of times they don't pay. And it's
Mm,
like this is also something that I want to be my job too. So if this is my job, why can't I get paid for my job? You know what I mean? So it's a little different now that I'm on my own.
solo. Okay.
A lot of the times the paid gigs aren't as often.
Mm,
But you have to know your worth.
yeah, very
Know your worth.
important.
I don't take a lot of free gigs.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not paid, it I can't do it
Mm-hmm.
because this is how I eat. This is how I pay my bills too. You can't really tell me that I need to get a 9 to 5 to support my music. No one can really say that to me. I can do what I want. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? If I want my music to make money for me and make money for itself, then I should be able to do that.
true,
If
true.
I want to do features, you should be paying for features. And I wouldn't be doing any free features unless I know that it's going to probably bring me some um views, bring me a bigger crowd, a bigger audience or anything like that. And no one's saying no. There will be exceptions, of course,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I still love making music. At the end of the
yeah,
day, it's not just a job. It's still something that I love to do. So out of the love for it and the love for whoever, I would
yeah,
definitely do stuff for free, whether it's
yeah,
be a show or a feature. But for the
yeah,
most part, for majority of situations, you have to start knowing your worth and treating this as a business because that's what it is. This is
true,
our business.
true.
So, yeah, it was very different coming from the band because they have their worth established and people already recognize their worth for the most part. It's
Mm,
me trying to get people to recognize my worth and my value, but it really comes with you recognizing it for yourself
yeah,
first.
yeah.
You'll teach people how to treat you.
Treat you. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That's true. I was just about to tell you, don't say free. Don't ever say free because
Yeah.
once people hear that, like sometimes let's say if I have a client and I would probably say this is what your deal is. This is a contract I'm doing for you, but it's definitely per person of how I am going to do my contracts or my negotiations with anyone, you know. You
Mhm.
might get something that's because of what you ordered or something like that, I'm not gonna charge for everything. There's some things that I might probably say, you know what, because you ordered X, Y, and Z, or because we did certain negotiations, then this one is no problem.
Mhm.
Yes, because I love what I do. I might probably call up someone and say, you know what, hey, you don't have a drop or you don't have certain things or whatever. I'll do this because of what the person might have done for me, or because of what I'm seeing they're doing, because of, they're trying to push maybe soca, or they're trying to push something along the lines. And I did that
Yeah.
today because I
Mhm.
felt like this person was giving their all. Why not
Mhm.
give a part of what I can do to contribute to what
Yes.
they're doing?
Yes, exactly.
And it's also good to have people in your corner that would tell you, no, I prefer you don't do this for free, but maybe we could negotiate something a little different where
Mhm.
you're not just giving people, because sometimes people would use that, quote unquote, helping you out, when you're the one that's really helping them out, but they're making you feel, well, I'm helping you out,
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
goes hand in hand as well, right? Because
Yeah.
as you said, you have to work your way up, and sometimes you have to make people respect you, you know?
Yes. And that, yes. I just feel like it needs to be a negotiation where everybody's being treated fairly. Let's help each other out versus I'm helping you, you help me. Let's help each other. And it should be fair,
Mm-hmm.
So I totally agree with what you're saying. I definitely agree.
Exactly, exactly. Um, so your single Down Bad officially dropped February 22nd, 2023, and was featured on every major platform: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and more. Take us back to that release moment. What was going through your mind and so forth? How did you feel?
I was excited. I was a little excited but unsure because this was my first ever song.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, how are people going to take it? And this song I wrote it in about 2 days after getting into a fight with my boyfriend at the time.
Ah,
I wrote it right then and there in my little closet. And I'm like, I always do this on and off stuff with him. He's gonna hear this song and be like, "Did you just diss me?" You know what I mean? Like he's gonna be like, "Girl, like you are writing me diss tracks. You don't even mean this." You know what I mean? But I was worried about what people would think when they hear that. Even starting to create my own music, I was worried about, even putting myself out there and being so vulnerable with everybody because what is my family gonna think? They're gonna be like,
ah,
"Oh, Gavri's talking about this and she's this," and like that's just giving people you're giving room for people to perceive you,
yeah.
and that's just so nerve-wracking. I just felt like I was stepping into a whole different realm. I felt like I was stepping into my purpose, but then I wasn't sure how people were gonna take it. So
Mm,
I just felt a whole ball of different emotions in different aspects. I'm just like, what if people don't like it? What if they do
yeah.
like it? Or, you know, I don't know. It was just so many different emotions.
Could you give us an a cappella taste of that song? And then what we'll do is we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back. We'll let people hear the real song, take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more questions.
Okay, sure. Okay, so acapella down bad.
Yeah.
How can you see when it rains and it pours? How can you leave without closing the door? How can you say that I ain't tell you why when all that you was making me cry, screaming, pleading? I'm holding you down for no reason, scheming, I'm bleeding. I'm tired of your games and I'm leaving.
Thank
Oh my
you.
God, so dope. I'm glad that you gave us the story behind it, and then you did an a cappella. Gavri, could you give people, before we go to the break, give people your handles really quick, and then we'll go to a break and come back.
Okay, so I'm Gavri, Miss Gavri, and you can find me on all social media platforms, all streaming platforms at MISSGAVRI.
Keep it locked to Table Talk Show with Nikki G, The Voice, and Miss Gavri, and we'll be right back.
How can you see when it rains and it pours? How can you leave without closing the door? How can you say that I ain't tell you why? I know that you do, you was making me cry. I'm screaming, bleeding. I'm holding you down for no reason. Scheming, I'm bleeding. I'm tired of your games and I'm leaving. Stop. Cause where you been coming from? Caught you in your tracks, boy, you playing me silly dumb. Really? You could've been honest, cause I'm better by myself, but we could've been done this. Lose pleasure. Did they tell you I move fast? I lie like I don't see you. Take my time when I walk past you. Choose her, you snooze and you lose her. I'll never get my time back. I should sue you. Down bad, yo. Down bad, yo. Down bad, yo. Down bad.
Back to our regular scheduled program. Table Talk.
Welcome back to Table Talk Show with Nikki G, the voice, and the beautiful, talented Miss Gavri.
Thank you.
What would you like to tell my audience? Maybe there's a question that I haven't asked as yet, and you're probably thinking, I'd like them to know something. What would you like people to know about you that you think they don't know?
Something about me that I think that they don't know.
Yeah. Or
Um,
anything you'd like people to know, like off the top of your head, like, you know what? I'd like them to know this about me that maybe my music doesn't bring across, or maybe I haven't said it in my bio or something like that.
okay. Well, what I was gonna say was I went to BET Awards this year and last year. Not the actual award show, but for the BET weekend, I went to California to do a lot of networking and sightseeing.
Yeah.
And it's just a chain reaction of things. Being able to navigate the industry and making connections and just getting to where you want to go, getting to your goal comes with a lot of faith,
Mm.
it comes with a lot of faith. And I say that because I was at a showcase, Too Hot Radio. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but it's a showcase that a lot of people are familiar with, where they have independent artists come out and perform. And the venue will be at a popping location where there's a big event happening. So in Las Vegas for 2024, I believe, they had Super Bowl in February. So Too Hot Radio had a showcase where artists will come and perform there, and just network with other artists and have like an opportunity to just be out there when that scene is popping, when there are a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
So I went out there, performed. I had a great time, made a lot of connections, and they gave us a ticket, like for certain artists who were like good, that they felt that they deemed were good. They
Yeah.
would give them a ticket for BET Awards red carpet, but it was for the BET Awards weekend red carpet event that the showcase was holding. It had nothing to do with the actual BET Awards. Me not reading the fine print, I thought that I was going to the BET Awards and I was so excited. I mean, I was telling the whole world. I posted it on my Instagram. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the BET Awards.
Oh.
And then come to find out when time gets closer, it's not that at all.
Oh no.
Yeah. And flights are already booked, hotels already booked, everything's booked. And now,
What?
yeah, come to find out we're not going to the BET Awards.
Oh
This is a completely
no.
different event.
Yeah.
So I felt some kind of way about it, but I still took myself to Cali because I'm going to pray about this and we're going to figure this out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When I get to California for that weekend, the first person I ran into was someone who had recognized me from Instagram, and he was like, he is well connected in the industry.
Oh, good.
So because he recognized me, he was like, come along. I have a whole itinerary of things. I mean, the man took me everywhere, to the BET Awards,
Really?
media house, not the
Uh-huh.
actual award show, but the media house, where I got to meet a lot of celebrities,
Okay.
hand to hand, shoulder to shoulder with them, exclusive parties and events, record label brunches. I
Yeah.
mean, it was more than what I imagined.
Expected. Yeah.
It was way more than what I expected. And I just say that to say I definitely take lots of leaps of faith.
Mm.
I do that all the time.
Mhm.
Take that leap of faith and have that belief. Like really just know, okay, this is for me and I'm gonna figure out and some way, somehow, God is gonna provide.
Mhm.
Because he is. And it's
Yeah.
gonna be so
Yeah.
funny when it happens. Because it's like, how did this even happen? It's like a miracle.
Hmm.
So I say that nobody invited me to the BET Awards, and a lot of the times I just go out there or to a lot of the hot spots where things are going on and shake hands. You present yourself well and just let people know that you're about business.
Mhm.
Someone may give you a chance. You just never know if you really just put yourself out there to receive those blessings
True.
you
True.
know? So anything is really possible as long as you have a good head on your shoulders and you don't have any, malicious intent or anything like that. You're doing this from the bottom of your heart and you believe in what you're doing, it's gonna work out,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
That's true. That's
Mhm.
true. Having faith. I mean, how you said you had everything booked and all that, that probably was just God doing what he does,
Yeah.
putting it in your head in a way that, even though it wasn't that actual place, as you said, you went more places. But when you said that you went with him and stuff, did you have like someone with you? How old were you then? Or did you go by yourself? Were
I
you
went with my
confident?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I went with my best friend, one of my best friends.
Okay.
I told her about we were going to BT Awards. We swore we were going. I wanted to bring her along. I'm like, this is what we're doing because Rihanna and her bestie were courtside. We talked about this in high school. We're like,
Yeah.
when you get famous, we're out here. So this was our time to shine. So
Yeah.
I brought my girl out with me. So I did have one of my friends out there with me. And so we were just traveling with him and his group of people who he was with. So yeah, it was just a group of us just out there for the weekend,
Yeah.
traveling and just meeting new people, making new connections. And I was able to build off of those connections. And
Yeah.
then go back the next year and try again, do some of the same things, hit up some of the same spots, even hit up some different spots. Like with
Yeah.
the knowledge that I learned from the previous year, just keep on coming back and expanding on the connections that you make throughout life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun going on this journey and just trial and error. It's exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And thank God you met up with him too, because I mean, they have people in the industry who you never know what their intentions are. You know what I mean? So it's a
Mm.
good thing that you met someone that was positive and he was actually had connections, you know?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Performing both local and international, what have you learned about connecting with different kinds of audiences?
Um, I've definitely learned that everybody's different for sure. Definitely learned that everybody's different. Um, but the same, you know,
Mm,
different customs, different kinds of lingos, but we're all human, we're all one and the same. And, I would be singing a song and it would probably have the same type of effect that it would have in a different place. You know,
mm-hmm.
some spaces may be smaller than other spaces, and it just teaches you how to control different types of crowds. I mean, I just gain the more places I perform, the more experience I gain. And, the more comfortable I am with talking to different kinds of people and entertaining different kinds of people. Um, it just helps me to build and grow as an artist. Like I'm just learning, how to adapt, how to be a
Yeah,
chameleon in
yeah.
spaces like this. Like even learning like what types of songs I should perform,
Mhm.
considering I have different genres or, different songs with different tempos. Maybe in this area people like to hear this kind of music or this
Yeah.
type of pace music, and in this area people like this. And it really helps that on Apple Music,
Mhm.
it shows you Apple Music for artists, it shows you where a lot of your listeners are located. So,
Oh,
it gives me a little bit of insight
Mm,
on, who is listening and what are they listening to there. So I get a little cheat sheet with Apple Music.
that's
So
nice.
yeah.
I like that. I like that you have something to reference to. As you were speaking about, different genres and what people like and so forth, what do you think about the AI? Because now AI, do you feel threatened, that they actually put in people with AI voices in Grammys and winning awards? I think there was one person, I don't know the name of the artist, but there is an AI artist right now, I think, that got either an award. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yes, I did hear about it. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm not threatened.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm a little bit open to that.
Yeah.
Don't kill me. Nobody kill me. But I honestly feel like maybe they should have a category for their own
Exactly.
when it comes to receiving awards. But
Yeah.
as far as them getting signed and, things like that, that's fine
Yeah.
because it's still an artist.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a person, there's still an artist behind the AI. The person just can't sing, but they write in a song.
Exactly.
And it's the
Exactly.
same way as me being the face of a songwriter's song if someone had wrote me a song, I
Mm-hmm.
feel. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So what's the difference? I mean, the person may not be a real vocalist, but at the end of the day, there's a whole team behind an actual artist.
True.
There's a whole team behind an artist. So it's like we just need to step on cookies up then. If you feel if you feel, threatened by an AI, it's literally still a poet back there who's writing a song, who's receiving the accolades that their AI is receiving for them. It's not like it's just a fully generated computer doing its own thing. There's still someone behind that AI that's getting to put food on their table and clothes on their back because they created this AI character to sing the songs that they're writing. It's still someone's art. So
True.
no, I don't really feel threatened by AI. I still feel like we can all thrive in the music industry. But as far as receiving awards, maybe AI should have their own category, you know?
Yeah.
If it's a songwriting category, then that's okay. But if it's a vocal category, then maybe that's different because if it's a vocal computer singing, then no, this is not a real person singing. So you should not put them against someone who's actually
A
singing.
human being. Yeah.
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 But if we're talking about a songwriting, like the quality of a song, then maybe an AI can go up against, an actual songwriter because it's the same thing that's being judged right here.
Mm.
So
That
that's
that is
that's
true.
my take on it. I welcome innovation. I was actually looking into how can I use AI to advance my own career. Maybe I can just use AI in my music videos or something since I'm having like issues with building a team when it comes to having videography and photography and things like that, because when you're not signed, a lot of these people and people on your team, you have to pay out of pocket, and it
Mm-hmm.
can be hard because everybody wants to get paid. But remember, some shows I'm not getting paid. So I'll hire my whole team behind me so I can make sure I put on a good show for these people who are not even paying, but I have to pay my team behind me. It's just
Yeah.
not fair to me as an artist.
True.
I don't even know
Yeah.
how we got back to that, but
AI.
you see, it's that daggone AI. That's what they're talking about.
Making waves, boy. You told fans at your debut release party that you love to share the stage with Beyonce or Doja Cat. What draws you to those two as inspirations?
Um, so those two are some of my many inspirations.
Hmm.
And I'll take different things from them because they are two different kinds of artists. Beyonce is very classic. I think vocally she's amazing. She was a good songwriter. She has a great way of expressing herself, and I feel like I can take some from her. I can take something from her artistry, from her classic artistry. But then Doja also brings something from like the new age.
Yeah.
She may not be that strong vocally, like when it comes to range, but her expression is crazy. It's fun. It's flirty,
Yeah.
and it's a different type of aura that comes with her music.
Mm,
So I just could take little bits and pieces from both of those artists and kind of fuse them together. And not just those two, but
yeah.
a few of my other inspirations and fuse those together. Soca too included to create
Yeah.
my own kind of style, you know.
True. True.
Mhm.
Funny that you brought up that with soca because as I read Doja Cat, I saw one of her interviews and she was talking about, the type of personality she has, why she does certain things that she does, and so forth, right? And there was one question about how she is and her demeanor, and she realized, I guess she brought her mom to do something with her, like acting or something like that. And she says her mom was acting sassy and she's like, where'd you get this from? And how come you're one way like a mother, and then when you put her on video, she acts a different way, and she's like, now I know where I get it from. Now coming back to you, I know you said you got, the music part from your parents. Like, do you see any way about you that you act like your parents, like you might have gotten something from your dad and something from your mom as far as personality is concerned, besides having the ability to sing?
Yes. Um, I definitely do think I have my dad's humor. I do think I have my dad's temper too.
Mm,
I think I have my mom's sass and
mm.
sarcasm, but I do have her sweetness too.
Ah, okay.
Her kind heart, and my dad's kind heart too. I think they both were really kind-hearted people. Especially my dad too was a very selfless person. So I feel I get a lot of those traits from them,
Mm,
from both of them. I
yeah.
have those from them. So that's what I would say.
It's funny that as you say that, it sounds like a Trini mentality. Like that's how Trinis are. Be sweet. We sassy
Yes.
and we have a temper.
Yeah,
It's like, don't mess with me. I'm nice, but don't mess with me.
exactly. Like you could be very, very nice.
Yeah,
I'm very nice. I love
yeah,
people. I
yeah,
love people, especially as a server too. When I serve at the restaurant, like I said, I serve at a restaurant
yeah,
3 days out of the week.
yeah.
I love meeting new people. But that doesn't mean, you could talk to me a certain way or
Mm-hmm.
give me certain looks. Because
Yeah,
then it's what's that about,
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Be
Mm-hmm.
kind and sweet all the time.
Yeah,
Just the Bible verse of today was, showing how we can show God's love today. That
yeah,
wasn't the verse, but the idea of the message today was show God's love through your heart, and what are some things that you can do
yeah.
throughout your day that you can let other people know that there is a God, that Jesus is real. How
Mm.
can you show your love today, basically? So that's what I try to do. Always keep in mind, how can I show this person the most love today, regardless of what they said, what they did, blah, blah, blah. So it really is hurtful when people start being nasty or whatever for no reason. And
Yeah.
that's when you just flip because it's like, do I even deserve this? Like, I know I was sweet to you.
Yeah, you wonder. It's like, I'm trying to show you how a nice person could be. Maybe I'm being nice to you because I see that you're having a bad day or something like that.
Mm.
Um, I like looking at different interviews, right? And being that you're talking a lot about, a verse and so forth. Tell me where, like, do you attend church a lot, or you read the Bible a lot, or you have like a Bible thing in your phone? Like, how do you come up with the verses that you mentioned?
I do read my Bible a lot. I
Okay.
try to do my Bible lesson every morning.
Oh, nice.
I definitely pray every morning, but I try to do a Bible lesson every morning, actually spend, and it takes time.
Mm.
These lessons probably take hours, not hours, sorry, an hour
Yeah, yeah,
or a little over an hour. just to meditate with what the verse was, prayers and intentional praying, because
Okay.
we really can speak the power of the tongue. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Like that's very serious. So
Mm,
we can speak life and death onto ourselves.
mm,
So I definitely try to take my time and I pray for exactly what I want. You may not get it exactly when you want it, but everything will come in time, in God's time and in divine timing.
that's true.
So I definitely do pray. As far as attending church, it's every now and again. I grew up at Metropolitan SDA Church,
Mm,
and I traveled around and I tried going to different churches as well, just as a visitor, just to get the word. But I really feel like it's most important that you have a strong spiritual connection with God,
mhm.
have your own connection. I think church can be controversial sometimes with people judging you harder than maybe God would even judge you.
Yeah.
Coming into church and people have so much to say, and it's like, you may see something that I'm doing that you may feel is a sin, but what about the sins that you're doing behind closed doors? Everybody is going through something.
Yeah.
Nobody is perfect, and I feel like there shouldn't be any space for anybody to judge anyone. And that's where, church comes in, where it can be a little controversial at times. Sometimes it scares people away. You don't even realize that they could be pushing people a little further from God, because you can't be preaching that X, Y, and Z, but then you're showing something else.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I always make sure that I have my connection with God, stay prayed up and strong in my word.
Mm.
But and I do go to church every now and again, but
Now and again. Okay.
most important that you pray. Yeah.
Do you see yourself doing gospel or changing the direction of how your music is? It's a two-part question. All right. So I was actually I looked at a few interviews yesterday, and um this guy called Daniel Loveless. So he was always in the public's eye in the Caribbean, traveling around the Caribbean and so forth. And he was telling his story about, being a youth and what he wanted. And now that he was in the spotlight, he kind of felt empty after a while, right? Because he got everything he wanted. The same thing that you were mentioning with speaking things to existence and what you want and so forth. But it's really refreshing to hear someone talk about God and you're in this industry, right? And I would say for myself, I know I had to speak to a friend because it's a struggle between living in this world as doing, entertainment industry and also serving God, right? So, do you see yourself going into I don't know if you've done it already in singing gospel um and where do you see yourself, like, let's say 5 years from now, 5 or 10 years from now?
I do see myself a lot further along in the music industry, probably on Billboard charts. You know,
Yeah.
I just want my name to be a household name. I want to be known for my artistry. I do see myself singing gospel at some point. I do see myself praising the Lord in my music and thanking him for everything that he's done. And
Mhm.
I don't plan on hiding that part of me at all. No, especially since I know how the industry can be. That's something that I want to do that's different. I don't know if you heard Jesus Walks by Kanye. I know Kanye was kind
Oh
of
yeah.
trying to do something
Yeah.
along those lines of
Yeah.
bringing the gospel into his artistry as well. Because at the end of the day, I feel like there is a fine line
Mhm.
between this expression, because it's not like I'm writing this music because this is what I want y'all to do, or this is what I want y'all to follow.
Yeah.
This is what I want to take out of me, or to bring out of me, or to show what experiences that I've experienced, because at the end of the day, we are all human and we experience these types of things. This is real life.
Yeah.
So I am expressing things that
Mm.
I've gone through, ideas that I've had. You
Yeah.
know, this is just a form of expression, not trying to say I'm glorifying these things, but I'm
Mm,
showing my experiences with my music. And if that if people can relate to my experiences and they enjoy my experiences and people listen to it over and over and it brings food to the table and money in our pockets and it helps our family to have a roof over our head, we are grateful for that. And that
yeah.
is God's doing. And I will never not say Jesus is the reason why I'm even doing what I'm doing, or I even have the strength to do what I'm doing. Maybe, and he's still working on me. So I'm not gonna, you know, put a band-aid over who I am right now because of how people may feel or perceive, may think, you know, because I'm still a work in progress, as we all are. But
Yeah.
eventually, even now, even yesterday, this morning, sorry, I was listening to an instrumental, and in that instrumental, I was singing praise to
Mm,
God and thanking Him for my ideas. Thank you for giving me ideas. Thank you for protection. Thank you for guidance on this journey.
yeah.
And no, I didn't write anything down, but it was just something that had to come out of me right then and there. And eventually, it may be something that I want to write down and record and put out just to show gratitude,
Hmm.
But long story short, yes. I definitely will be in time incorporating how I can, and this is a touchy topic too, because
Yeah.
a lot of the time, people will probably scroll away or
Mm,
skip songs that they may not be in the mood to hear or whatever. But at the end of the day, whoever can relate will relate
yeah.
and will love it
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
listen to it.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to have music for everyone, for every mood. Do
Yeah.
you want to play today or do you want to pray today? What are we talking about? I want to have music for everyone.
Yeah, I think that's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice because my daughter actually introduced me to modern gospel, and some of them you don't even know that they're actually singing gospel because of the words, and it's everyday, it's things that you go through, and they singing about it, and then you might probably hear like a amen or I worship you or something along the lines to say, well, I'm giving praise, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's sad that sometimes we feel like we have to disguise it just a little bit so that it can
Mm,
come across the way it needs to come across.
yeah, yeah.
But maybe we don't think of it as a disguise, but we think of it as a new age type of thing to
Hmm.
meet people where they are. So,
Yeah, yeah. That's good. I like that.
yeah, that was a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So, Down Bad went on to win Best of America R&B at the Intercontinental Music Awards in 2023. How did the recognition change your outlook as a new artist?
Um, Again, it just brought forth a lot of motivation and excitement. It was just helping me build that momentum. I'm like, okay, Best of America with my
Yeah.
one little song. All right. So that means there's more to come. I can do more and I can only get better and it's only up from here. So I was just so grateful and elated to even be considered for that.
Very nice. Then came Action in October 2023, a spicy follow-up that landed you a slot at the Too Hot Radio Showcase, the one that you spoke about,
Hmm.
in Las Vegas during Super Bowl. What was the experience like, representing the DMV on that stage? So you could elaborate a little more because I know you went into it, but you were basically speaking about the experience of going there. So if you could elaborate a little more.
It was definitely a different experience. I was definitely nervous and um I didn't know what to expect, but I was confident in myself.
Yeah.
And I do believe that the area I'm from, the DMV, like we have a lot of swag. Like I mean, I feel like we we influence a lot of people, in the industry, I feel, our style. And
Mm,
even us as a race, Black people. I feel like we have a lot of influence on,
Oh yeah, we do.
on the music, on the culture, I mean, on everything.
Yeah.
So I was pretty confident going over there to Vegas, and confident in my performance. And like I said, I did win a ticket to the next showcase, to a red carpet event. It wasn't BET, but at least I was recognized, for, having a talent and
Yeah.
having good music. So that was a great experience, just being out there, traveling, performing, and, you know,
Mm,
networking. It was fun.
right. And that's the main, that's the key is the networking, you know. But do they ever show it, let's say, on television, on BT at any point, even though it's not like the main show?
No.
Okay. Okay.
So that showcase that was happening for Super Bowl,
Yeah.
it was just like I said with the BT, it had nothing to do with BT. It was more so
BT
like the showcase organizers were putting on a show for artists to come out during that time. So it
showcase.
really had
Yeah.
nothing to do with it. But
Okay.
just the name of Super Bowl or the name of BET get people excited. They're like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this might be something that I want to do," because BET that's where the stars are, but we're really not at the BET Awards. But
Mm,
if you think outside the box and you maybe ditch the venue for a little bit and go see what it has to offer out in that area during that
yeah.
time where all those stars are, you don't know who you're gonna bump into.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's great to be out there because you just never know during that time. Plus you get to perform at a showcase. I mean, it's it's a win-win, I thought.
True.
Hmm.
True. That's so true.
Mhm.
Would you like to do an acapella for us for action? And then we'll take a quick break, play that song, and come back right back.
Okay, I guess we could start at the chorus. It goes,
Sure. Anyone?
action. Yeah, I know you want that action. Want that action. Whoa, action. Whoa. Yeah, I know you want that action. I'm about that action. That's the chorus.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thanks, thanks.
We have Miss Gavri here. I know on my show we show a lot of soca artists. We also do people in sports, and I highlight so many different people. And I'm very honored. I think you are the very first, if my mind recollection, my very first hip hop R&B solo act besides soca. So I'm very
Okay.
honored to interview you on my show.
Okay, well, I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be your first. Oh my goodness.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we'll take a quick break. We'll play Miss Gavri's songs, get you familiar with them. Those who are familiar, you just groove to it, and we'll be right back. Keep it locked to Table Talk Show, and we'll be right back. Listen to the songs.
Santa Claus coming to town, family gathered all around. Mistletoe and candy canes, milk and cookies in a plate. Matching PJs with the fam, pose like the Kardashians. It's looking like it's Christmas time, but I got something on my mind. No, you wasn't on the naughty list. You know I love you more than anything, but baby, don't look under the tree. I'll hurry, don't get mad at me. My boss ain't raised my salary, so this year, honey, all I can say is Merry Christmas. I didn't get you a gift, I can't afford it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I didn't get you a gift. I wanna feel. I wanna know. tryna see. I think I'm falling in love. I try to keep from your type. Dark skin, white teeth, and brown eyes. But I just might compromise. I can't keep you off my mind. Hit this floor, feel the heat, get low in the club. Pour some more, DJ, turn it up. Yeah, I'm tryna feel.
We're back. Thank you for keeping it locked to Table Talk Show with Nikki G, the voice, and Miss Gavri. Please give them your handles again so they can add you on all social medias and where they can find your music.
Hi, I'm Miss Gavri, and you can find me on all social media platforms at MISSGAVRI, and you can find my music on all streaming platforms. My artist name is MISSGAVRI, Miss Gavri.
All right, good. So
Thank
now
you.
we're gonna, chop it up a little bit and play this game that I always play with everyone to
Okay.
lighten the mood a little bit, right?
Okay.
Okay. So these are one word answers. So whatever word that I ask you, whatever comes to mind, you say it. If
Oh
I
my
feel it
gosh.
needs an explanation, if I feel it needs an explanation, then I'll have you explain. But it's very simple. It's nice. All right.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Love,
Heart.
Gavri,
Love.
Trinidad,
Roti.
mm. Success.
Happiness.
Good. Music,
Sacred.
all right. And these now, I want you to explain it, right?
Okay.
And let me know the questions that I'm asking you.
Okay.
All right. Um, if heaven had a gate and you're able to go to that door, what would you ask God to tell you? Or what advice would you want from him?
I would want God to tell me what happens to those who pass on, what really happens. And I would want him to tell me if what I'm doing right now is what I'm supposed to really be doing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deep. All right. If you had one to do over, what would you do over? Not like a regret or anything, but it's just that you get in time to do something over and time is reversed. What would you do over?
I would start making music sooner. I would believe in myself a little sooner. I
Hmm.
wouldn't wait till my mid-20s to finally decide to start believing in my talent.
Yeah, yeah. Um, if you have to give your younger self any advice, what advice would you give your younger self?
Not to worry about, the harsh things that people say about you. Yeah, believe in yourself and take care of yourself and love others the way you would love yourself and yeah,
Hmm.
just be kind, be sweet, and just I don't know.
No, that's good.
You deserve all the best things in life. I would just give myself the longest pep talk there is, like, girl, you got this. You're okay.
And if it's three artists, is either artists or producers, who would you like to work with?
I would definitely like to work with Rihanna. Um, maybe Kanye West. Um, and right now, SZA.
Oh yeah, she's good.
Mm-hmm.
She's good. I'm stuck on, there's a song that she sings about the stars, and I'm just stuck on that.
With Kendrick.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It gives me kind of like inspiration, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see. Let me do a fun one. Um, if you had to call yourself a meal, right? And you have to present it to someone, what would that meal be? Like what type of meal would it be?
Like what would be on the plate?
Yep.
Pilau, kalaloo with macaroni, a coleslaw. Um, with some beets because beets are good for your heart.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You have to have a little vegetable there,
Yeah. Good iron, you know?
for sure. And
Yeah.
then, to wash it down with some sorrel with a little bit of ginger in it.
Mm,
That's me.
that's good. I have to make hallelujah this Sunday. I made the pie, I made the rice, I made the beef stew. That's dope. Nice. And
Okay, so
that
you
was
can
my
send me.
game. Huh?
I would say send me your address.
For sure.
Yes, because I'll be there on Sunday if that's the case.
For sure. For sure.
And that was a fun game
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
Thanks.
You're welcome. See?
I'm curious. What would your plate be?
What would my plate be? Huh. I love food, right? And I mean, I really love Sunday food, but people know I love pumpkin.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
it'll be pumpkin. It would be, I love shrimp. I love
Oh.
I love goat meat. I love duck with potato and chana.
Yes, all of that
And
sounds good for
that's what
sure.
I'd have. Something
Mm-hmm.
nice and spicy.
Mm-hmm.
And the skin. Why I'm saying this too, I'm going to elaborate, is because I'm proud of my skin, you know? And roti is nice and soft and delicate, and it's something everybody wants. Not everybody, but people who have taste and know
People
about
who have taste, huh? Basically.
So that's why I choose roti. Yeah,
Yes,
a good roti with different types of meats. Yeah, that'll be my
sounds good.
answer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. Let me ask you something about culture. I've seen you performing, well, you were singing to a song and you had like your carnival costume and stuff like that. Where did you go for carnival and how was the experience?
This year I was in Baltimore for Baltimore Carnival, but I've also been to Miami Carnival. I have yet to be in Trinidad Carnival. I even went to Carnival in Atlanta,
Ah.
but I have not been to Trinidad Carnival yet.
Oh my God, wait until you go. The
Oh,
Mecca, the Mecca. I say I would like to go to Barbados because no, not Barbados. Yeah, Barbados, yes. I don't want to say no. Canada is one because they say Canada's carnival is really nice.
yes, that's the Caravana, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
said it's good. Yeah,
Very
it's pretty good.
professional. And people always invited me to Grenada Carnival,
Okay, okay,
you
yes,
know?
yes, I just hear about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I would love to go as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Trinidad Carnival, I remember one time I went and I was like, I'm good for 10 years because it was that good.
Wow.
It was that good. Like I just felt because I didn't go in a while and I played when I was a kid. I I never played over here. I went to Miami Carnival and stuff like that, but I'm like, when you experience Trinidad Carnival, you look at everything else like it can't touch.
Mid, yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially like Labor Day and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
yeah, when you go, I hope you blog it and or call me and say, Nicole, oh my God, that
Yeah.
carnival was X, Y, and Z, you know?
Yeah, I'll definitely keep you posted
Yeah, yeah, please do. Please do. All
for
right, so
sure.
let's get back to my questions real quick. All right. Mm. Okay, fast forwarding to February 2025, your debut album, Tales of an Emotional Place, dropped. What?
Pisces.
Huh?
Pisces.
Pisces, my
Mhm.
glasses.
It's okay. It's
Uh,
okay.
what message or story did you want this project to deliver to your fans?
Um, the message that I definitely wanted to deliver to my fans, to my listeners from this album was I am here. I am Miss Gavri, and this is what I can do. The album definitely displays different genres of music, different types of songs. I mean, I've done different styles. I rapped on there. I mean, I sang ballads on there. I did Afro beats on there. I did all different types of styles. So I just wanted to show people the versatility. And I call it emotional Pisces because, I definitely displayed different kinds of emotions on there, told different stories on there.
Mm,
I kind of just wanted to wear my heart on my sleeve with this album and just this was more so of an introduction to who I am as an artist and places that I can go. I feel like people listen to it and they use their imagination because the background knowledge is this is my first album. I've never made any more music outside of what's out. That's
mm,
all I have.
mm-hmm.
So for this to be these to be my very first songs that I ever write, people keep that in the back of their mind when they listen. They're like, okay, maybe the wordplay sounds really good for this to be a first time artist. The engineering sounds really good for this to be a first time artist, you know?
Yeah.
So that's also what motivates me because it's like, I can't believe you just started sounding like this when there are people that are in the industry when they first started they sounded maybe a little different,
Different.
you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
people are probably like, you may go far, you may go places, you are going to go places because
Yeah.
for you to start off with this much energy and momentum we could just only imagine where you can go.
Yeah.
And so those are the kinds of things that I was looking for when I dropped my album. I said I just hope that people can see, how much effort that I really did put into this,
Yeah.
you know,
Which
that my team did too.
Yeah. Which one of the songs that you think represents you? Like you really put your energy into it to say like, this is a part of what I'm going through maybe. Which song stands out, I should say? Maybe all of them is your babies, but which one really stands out? Or maybe three.
Okay, it'll be easy to give three for sure.
Yeah.
But my top one, which doesn't get that much recognition, is called Miss Nice Girl. Um, and we talked a little bit earlier about, people trying to take advantage of your niceness,
Yeah.
of your kindness, and they take it for weakness and they start treating you any kind of way. And that was, what this song was about. It was basically about like just being hurt and being tired of being hurt and just giving chances after chances and just moving on and no longer being nice. Putting my
Mm,
foot down, I'm not letting anybody, you know, treat me any different than what I know I need to be treated. And my inspiration for that song was Adele. A lot of people said that they heard Adele on that, and I'm like, Adele, that's thank you. Because I love Adele, and she has a
yes,
lot of
strong vocals. Yeah.
strong.
Mm,
She has strong vocals and a lot of soul.
yeah,
So for
very
people to
much
say,
so.
yeah. So to compare that song to that, I'm grateful for that. That song does not get that much love yet because I haven't started promoting it yet.
Okay.
I
Okay.
started promoting more of the faster paced songs. This song, Miss Nice Girl, is more so a ballad. Like they said, people said it sounded like Adele. So I was definitely belting, holding notes. Like it was
Yeah.
more so like me just pouring my heart out in that song. It's the last song on the album. It's the grand finale. So I hope that, people actually
Gravitate
listen to it
towards
because,
it.
yeah, because I'm gonna start promoting it soon. And when I start promoting it, like we'll see how it does because
Right.
people really do love that.
Do you mind doing like a acapella of three in one and do it however you want to do it and incorporate the three songs that you like or any one of the songs you like? Just incorporate three of them, short, just snippets, short versions, if
Okay.
possible, or two.
Okay. Um, I always get what I want because I can buy it. I'll be in another store, never get tired. Don't trip, don't trip. I don't just get by, baby. I know I can thrive, baby. I know I'm gonna make it. Bigger figures every year. Yellow diamonds, Brazilian hair. Man, I'm just living. Don't give a care. But don't you try to play me, baby. I don't play fair. That was Thrive. Place your pretty head on my pillow. Grace my king bed with your cologne. I know your day's a little long, so I ran your bath with salt and warm water tonight. I wanna make sure that you're comfortable, ensuring that your soul is calmer before you close your eyes. When you dream, you're thinking of me. I'm always there right by your side to hold you when you cry. I love you. Oh, good night.
Oh my God.
So those were two of my songs. One is Thrive, and then the
Yep.
other one is Gavri's Lullaby. So those are two different type of feels. Thrive was more of like a pop trap type of beat, and it
Yeah.
was more so about like motivation and affirmation. But
Mm.
then Gavri's Lullaby was a more so sweet kind of soft love song that you would probably sing to maybe your boyfriend or husband before bed. It's a song you can even sing to your baby. One of my friends texted me after the album dropped and said that, you know, she feels comfortable saying that to her newborn baby, and that just made my heart full because I'm like, oh my goodness, that wasn't even the intent. Like I wrote that with someone in mind, but people are singing it to, their children. You know what I mean? So
It,
it
yeah.
opens up that thought where, okay, people can interpret your art any way they want to, and that's the beauty of things. Sometimes you can leave us, you don't even have to explain why you wrote this song the way this did, because it touched someone that way.
Yeah.
And that's what made them like the song, because it made them relate to something completely, totally different. Who's to
Mm.
say you tell them what the real meaning of the song was and now they don't even like it no more? Because it don't even,
True.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody makes things into their lifestyle, I guess, how they interpret something, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's nice. The last one, I love both of them, but the last one, yes, it sounded like a lullaby. Like it just sounded really, really soothing. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's very good. Um, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna play some more of Miss Gavri's song, and then we're gonna wind down with a couple more questions. So keep it locked. Go to YouTube, add her, all social medias. You know how they say Google me? Google her and you'll find all of her songs and everything, on Instagram and so forth. You could give them your handles again before we take a quick break.
Yes, I'm Miss Gavri, and you can find me all social media, all streaming platforms, MISSGAVRI.
So.
Place your pretty head on my pillow. Grace my king bed with your cologne. I know your day's a little long, so I ran your bath with salty warm water tonight. sure that you're comfortable, ensuring that your soul is calmer before you close your eyes. When you dream, you're thinking of me. I'm always there right by your side to hold you when you cry. I love you. Good night.
Welcome back to Table Talk Show with Nikki G, the voice. I had the pleasure. I know you guys, whoever just jumped in, you could go back and listen to the interview from the beginning. But I'm here with Miss Gavri, and I'm so enlightened, especially for up and coming artists, even artists who've been around. There's so many gems that you could get from this interview, right? People who are in the soca industry and probably want to go into hip hop and R&B or any other genre, they always say success leave clues, and you could always get clues from another person. Um, Maybe you're on the same level, maybe they're a little higher than you, or whatever the case may be, but you could always get some gems from people who are successful. All right. So I want to thank Miss Gavri again for being on my show.
Thank you so much for having
And
me.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I wish you I wish you a lot of success. You're already having success. So I'll wish you continued success and elevation and everything that your heart desire.
Thank you so, so much. God bless you. And ditto. I
Thank
appreciate that.
thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So you mentioned Pisces in the album, right? How does your Pisces energy influence your writing and creative expression?
I definitely show a lot of Pisces traits, in my music. Mm, uh, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I love being a Pisces. I love who I am. I feel like Pisces are the best sign. Of course, I'm being biased, and that's okay. You
Uh,
know, I do feel like me being fun and carefree and, a little flirty and whatever the case may be, I feel like a lot of that shows into my artistry, in my music. I feel like a lot of my personality does show in my music, even when it comes to how I may say some certain words
yeah.
or, some tones I may have when I sing certain things. I feel like, my sassiness doesn't only come from like who my parents are, but also comes from a little bit, at the time of my birth. I really do think that a lot of us do act the same sometimes, you know.
True. It's true.
So yeah, but I will say that I'm not 100% invested in horoscopes
Mm.
either. I just feel like they're very common and a lot of people can relate to them. And it's also a good conversation starter, because it's just so popular.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so cool to be able to relate to people that were also born around the same time as
Same
you and
time.
happen to have similar traits as you. It just gives you something to talk about and bond over,
True.
you know? Because imagine all the Pisces come together and they like my album because we're all just because we're all Pisces. You know what I mean? We stick together and then here you have your whole fan base there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Off of that. So yeah, that's
That that is so true. I have a friend, every time I put up a status about being a Capricorn, he was like, well, Nicole, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, whatever. And I'm like, on Instagram, I'm always sending something to a Capricorn, or my Capricorn friends are sending stuff to me. And we're like, that's true.
yeah.
Really happens. But
Yeah.
I know that yes, you do, just like some people who like ice cream, like roti, have certain dislikes and stuff like that. You do have similarities, you know? And it just so happened that they have your sign or they're born
Mhm.
on the same date, something
Mhm.
like that. So
And it's fun. It's just fun.
yeah, it
Mhm.
is. It definitely is. Um, so you entered a DMV talent extravaganza in 2022. How did that competition push you to level up in your artistry?
I entered that DMV talent extravaganza before I would say I was even an artist.
Mm, mm,
I would say I was more so a vocalist. I was singing covers. And so I sang Love on the Brain by Rihanna, one of my favorite artists,
yeah.
um, for that showcase. And I won third place.
Mm.
I was the only artist, the only performer that did not have their own music. So I
Ah,
was scared that I wasn't gonna win anything because I'm like, dang, everybody else is like has their own
of their
music out,
own.
I happened to win third place, and it got me 2 hours of studio time with my current engineer, who is Garrett Atkinson.
Yeah.
Um, his company is called GDA Productions. That was the first engineer I've ever worked with. Well, to create my own music. I've
Mm,
been to the studio before where I've sang covers and done demos, for certain things. But as far as my creating my own artistry, I went to Garrett, and that kickstarted my whole career,
mm.
that talent show. Because if it wasn't for that talent show, I probably wouldn't have gotten a studio, probably wouldn't have been motivated to even write down bad. I mean, yeah, I probably would have gotten to that fight with my boyfriend anyway, but I didn't, if I didn't have studio time, I wouldn't have decided to sit down and write a song
The
about it,
song.
Yeah. So
That's why they
that,
say things happen for a reason, and if it meant that a song came out of it,
hmm
yeah.
exactly that. So that talent show definitely was one of the turning points for me, because
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get studio time, and not only just about the studio time, but with the engineer that I met. I do think that your team is important, and my
Yes.
engineer makes sure that my music sounds very professional and very industry level. So that is a big reason why my music sounds the way it sounds,
Mm-hmm.
because of the kind of engineer that I had. I happened to meet someone that was very professional so early on in my career, that was helping me with my professionalism.
Mm.
So that's one of the ways that the talent show has definitely helped me to. And I made connections with other artists. Jaleel Malik, I have a song on my album with him. It's actually his song. It's
Mm.
called Nasty. I featured on it, but I loved it so much that I wanted it on my album too. But it's his song. He's the artist on that. He came second place in that very same
Oh,
competition.
wow.
And that's where we met at. We
Okay.
followed each other on social media, and we stayed in contact. And like a year later, we decided to get on a song together. I thought that was so crazy. A whole year or
So,
two later, 2 years later, actually, we got on a
oh,
song together. So I was able to make connections, whether it be with an artist, with a
mhm.
producer, with an engineer. It was just, and I got bragging rights. Hey, I
Ah,
came in third place. Yeah.
that is really nice. You opened for Tony Romiti. Is it Romiti?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you say her name. Yeah.
Okay. On a 10-city tour and was selected for the House Party Immersive Tour. What lessons did you take away from being around that kind of industry energy?
There were a few lessons that I took from those, honestly. And the biggest one was be yourself, never give up. You know what I know? Be yourself, never give up. You are special. Everybody has something special.
Sure.
And one thing I don't do is gatekeep. I do not gatekeep any opportunity, any information that I could have, because what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. And I'm a strong believer in that. So I definitely learned that trusting yourself, trusting your talents, learn your value, because if you can be in the room next to these people who are doing these big things, then it's your success is right around the corner.
Yeah.
I've watching them perform, taking notes, how the crowds react, everyone's different, so we're gonna have our own ways on how we perform, how we interact with the crowd. But just seeing their experience and just absorbing some of that experience so that you can use it for the next time when it's your turn.
Hmm. That's true. Um, we went through this before, right? We had mentioned about you blend R&B, pop, soca, reggae, gospel into your music. How do you find the balance between those worlds while keeping your signature sound? What would you explain your signature sound to be?
Bold.
Mm,
I would say bold for the most part, because that's something that I keep hearing from my listeners. They keep saying a lot of the singers today are not opening their mouths when they're singing. You know what I
mm,
mean? Or using too much expression that they used to back then. I'm getting that I'm giving a lot of 2008 to 2016 vibes.
yeah.
Somebody even went as far as to say Fantasia. I'm like, oh, please. I'm not singing like Fantasia right now, but I understand where you're coming from with the type of expression, and maybe, you can hear the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there's that.
Nice, nice, nice. Your influence range from Beyonce, Rihanna, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson to Caribbean icons like Bunji Garlin, Patrice Roberts, which you mentioned before, Marsha
Mhm.
Montana, Nadia Batson, and Shinzia. How those influences show up in your creative process? I mean, I guess it's basically the same thing, but just a little twist of the question.
Yeah, I mean, I try to incorporate different bits and pieces of each person.
Mm,
Because after doing a lot of research on music and writing songs and just breaking out into the music industry, you definitely have to find your lane and find what makes you different, because a lot of people are doing a lot of same things. So you
yeah.
really have to stand out and be who you are. Now, all of these artists are different artists. They're different and they all bring something different to the table. So my plan is like to pull from each person. What does this person do best? What does this person do best? What does this do? What do I like best from these artists? And how can I incorporate them all into one style that's my own?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't even pinpoint, what exactly from each person, but right now, because I'd have to actually sit down and hear the top song from each
Yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that's what I do. I pull from each person, and that would influence one big mashup of me, of who I am.
Yep.
They
Big
all make me
hallelujah.
who I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
What's your typical songwriting flow? How does the melody or the no, um, does the melody or the emotions come first?
The melody definitely comes first. Well, that's a trick question,
Mm,
because I feel like
mm,
I think the beat comes first for me right now.
mm,
The beat definitely comes first for me. And it really depends on what's going on, because I've figured out different types of ways to write music. Being a new artist, I'm still figuring my way around the studio and what I like and don't like. But one time I worked with a producer to the point where we created a beat from scratch,
mm,
and the emotions happen to come first at that point, because what are we feeling? What are the types of sounds that we want to hear from the instruments? You know
mm.
what I mean? Do we feel like we
Yeah.
want to dance right now, or do we want to hear a ballad? What type of beat do we hear? As opposed to me looking for a beat. When I'm even looking for a beat, what mood am I in? Do I want to sing about something sad? Okay, then I'll search, okay, sad beats, sad instrumentals. So then I would hear an instrumental that puts me in. So I guess emotion would come first.
Mm,
I guess I could say emotion comes first, because whatever you're feeling, that will determine what kind of beat or instrumental we're gonna listen to.
listen to.
Then when we hear that instrumental, the melody comes. The melody's gonna come around. And then now we have an instrumental, now we have a melody, we have a cadence. What do we want to say? We know how we feel. How do we want to express it now?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's my process.
Nice.
Mm.
How do you decide when a song is done and ready to release?
Honestly, I just have to press upload for real, because don't let me, if I keep on listening to that song, I'm gonna hear something. I'm gonna be like, dang, the song really isn't finished. I should have added something to that. I should have added this. The song could never finish. Like, it's not gonna finish unless you just upload it and just close your eyes. Because you're gonna keep on adding to the song and then listening to it a few times and like, okay, maybe I don't even like the way this sounds anymore. Remove this, you know. So if you don't upload it now, the whole song could change within the next 24 hours. So you gotta act now.
Do you consider yourself to be a perfectionist? Or it's just that you have so much in your head of what you want to bring out. So it's like how you explain it now is like you could go on and on with the music and do changes and stuff like that. Would you consider yourself to be a perfectionist?
Yes, I would consider myself to be a perfectionist because I want it to be perfect, which is why I'll sit there. That's why I have decided that if I don't upload it now, it's never gonna, because I'm gonna keep on trying to get this thing to be perfect, and I have to realize it perfect is not, that does not exist. The
Mm,
song is not going to be perfect. So that's I'm at.
yeah,
I was a perfectionist until I realized that you cannot be perfect. Do your best. As long as
yeah.
this is the best that you did, then go ahead and
And
turn
you
it
know you gave it your all.
in.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So I have my four. This is my four last questions. And this is just for people to get to know a little more of your personal side. Even though a lot of my questions was personal, but this is a little more in depth, right?
Okay.
You've said your goal is to use your vocal ability to reach the world and inspire others to think. What kind of thoughts or emotions do you hope your listeners would take away after hearing your music?
Um, Depending on whatever mood I'm in, but I always want my listeners to finish a song and be like, I need to hear this again. You know, I want whatever it is that I'm producing to be relatable. Um, if I'm feeling sad, if I'm feeling heartbroken, if I'm feeling some kind of way, um, I want my listeners to understand how I felt and possibly relate to that and just know that they're not alone in that situation.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, it really depends on what it is I'm singing about. But for the most part, I will never put out any kind of song that would hurt someone. That's not my intention ever.
yeah, yeah.
And that's why the MISS in Miss for Gavri is music is safe and sacred.
Oh,
My
that's
music,
nice. Yeah.
thank you. That's how what I aspire my music to be, safe and sacred for people to listen to.
Mm,
Safe. That like for something for you to fall asleep to. Because I would come to with the realization if I'm sleeping and the TV's on, which I don't sleep with the TV on at all, but if the TV's on and there's a commercial or a preview for a horror flick and the demon is on the screen saying something crazy,
mm,
I can't sleep with anything in, things like that in my
yeah,
subconscious,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So when it comes to my music, subconsciously, I want people to be happy. Like underlying, I want them to have a pleasant feeling when they're listening to my music.
That's nice. That's
I'm
nice.
sorry to be wrapping you up.
Huh?
I said, I'm sorry to be wrapping you up so much.
Oh, no, no, no. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm
Uh,
yapping.
huh?
I'm yapping.
Oh, no, 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 no. It's good because a lot of the stuff you're saying is like, it strikes like, you realize that a lot of things that you think other people think the same thing too. I can't sleep with television on as well, and people talk about subconscious. People talk about you not sleeping when you have the television on as well. And the thing is, I dream a lot.
Yeah.
So me dreaming a lot keeps me, I'm thinking I'm sleeping, but I feel tired when I get up,
Mm.
and it's only during certain times. So, and then the next thing too, I cannot do horror
Mm.
because as soon as I look at horror, I'm looking underneath my bed. I'm going, it has me jumpy. So I don't
Yeah.
like heavy stuff. My kids can look at a horror movie, look at this and be normal, but let something fall now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So I like hearing different people's thoughts of how they feel and all that stuff. So don't think that you're yapping and stuff like that. That's why I do interviews, to hear people talk.
Thank you.
And
Thank
then
you.
my listeners like it too. I get the responses, and then it helps someone out there, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
So, all right. I have two more. No, yeah, like two or three more. The industry can be tough. How do you stay grounded and keep your faith and motivating strong? You touched on that before, so if you want, you could just summarize on it in reference to that question.
Yeah. I just keep God first. The industry can be tough, but you just keep God first and know that you will get plenty of no's, but you will also get yeses too. What's for you is for you, and it will always be for you. It won't pass you by. So if someone told me no, I'm like, okay, next. What's the next door? Because
Yeah.
I never try to get upset about anything. Just keep a positive mindset.
Yeah, I think positivity is key. You often express gratitude to your mom, your friends, and your team. How important has it supported your support system been in building your confidence and brand?
Very supportive. They've been such an important part of my journey. I mean, I remember I walked in my mom's room and she wasn't even in the room, and my video was on repeat. I was so annoyed because I'm just hearing my voice over and over and over, but it went away immediately when I realized it's all love. These people are proud of me. And it's just motivating. It's just love, and I'm just so happy, and I'm just so excited to see where this journey takes us. I can't wait to be able to take care of them and to really, really thank them for being in my corner all this time.
Yeah, beautiful. How do you balance ambition and self-care while chasing your dreams? I'm just in awe or however you pronounce it, that females in the industry, you have people who are going after their masters, you have your job, you're touring, and people still we're still able to maintain some self-care routine, you know. How do you balance that? How do you do that?
It gets really tough. It gets really tough keeping up with myself, doing
Mm,
so much. But I always have to really remember to treat yourself like royalty. It goes back with knowing your value. Yes, I get so tired. I'm like, oh my goodness, maybe I don't feel like curling my hair tonight. Maybe I don't feel like getting in the shower. I'm so tired from this, or it's little things where you're not keeping up with balancing. Um, Maybe you may fall behind on certain things. I mean, we all have a personal life while we're trying to achieve our goals. So it gets hard balancing all of that. But you just have to remember who you are, and you got this, and you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I always try to tell myself that. And I try to romanticize my life. I try to keep myself busy, and just tell myself you're a boss, and bosses can handle all of that. So handle it. Try to motivate myself as best as possible. But sometimes we all fall short, we fall behind. But always try to keep that positive mindset, and you'll be good.
yeah, yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you have any, I should say, just because of tonight, or I know people are gonna be watching it in the morning, like, do you have any advice for anyone that's looking at you right now and maybe pursuing any goal that they have? What advice do you have for them?
Stay disciplined, prioritize, keep God first, and keep going. Don't give up. Like, we know at the end of the day, we know what we're supposed to do because you can feel it in your gut. You know what you're supposed to do. And if you don't know, you have to close your eyes, bow your head, and pray for guidance, and protection as you go. Because, sometimes we don't, life doesn't come with a map. But you can ask for some kind of guidance and really slow down and, take time with yourself and figure out what your goals are and where you want to go. And, you're going to make it. But just stay grounded.
Very good. Let me just put this one. I had it as just for you alone, focus on you alone. So I've just been changing the views. But thank you so much.
Thank
It
you.
it has been so enlightening. Like, you have a lot of younger people, even older people who are out there in the industry and they don't have the structure, they don't have the guidance, so they don't have anyone to back them. They don't know where to go, the next step. And I think the thing that you said with close your eyes and focus and pray, those are 3 things that you really need to do, no matter what you're pursuing. You know, you need to dig deep inside your inner core to ask yourself that question. Is like, you know, what do I need to do for myself, or depending on what you're looking for, you know? So thank you once again for interviewing with me on Table Talk Show, Miss Gavri. I like the beginning of your name. That is so dope.
Thank you so
That
much.
is really nice. Thank you for explaining that.
Of course. Thank you so
uh,
much for having me. It was wonderful.
yeah,
Until next time.
you're welcome. You're
Yes.
welcome. Would you like to take us out with a song before we go? Any song you choose. Not the whole thing, but just a summary, and then I'm gonna play the song after.
Okay. No worries. I can't even think of one. I'm gonna go back to Down Bad. Since oh no, I have a new song that I just
Yes,
dropped.
yes,
It's
yes.
called Fallin. I wanna feel. I wanna know. Yeah, I'm trying to see. I think I'm falling in love. But that was it. That was just the chorus of that song.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Table Talk Show with Nikki G the Voice. You catch me every Saturday on islandvibe.net. The show every Saturday at 10 a.m. Keep it locked. Tune into Miss Gavri. Please download her music on all social media platforms. Add her, share, and like. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day, everyone. Take care.
I wanna feel. I wanna know. Yeah, I'm tryna see. I think I'm falling in love. I try to keep from your type. Dark skin, white teeth and brown eyes. But I just might compromise. I can't keep you off my mind. Hit this floor, feel the heat, get low in the club. Pour some more, DJ, turn it up. Yeah, I'm tryna feel. Yeah, I wanna know. Yeah, I'm tryna see.
Looking for the hottest Caribbean vibes? Tune in to Island Vibe Philly Caribbean Station. Non-stop compa. Soca.
She said never again,
Reggae and Afrobeat.
24 hours a day.
Live talk shows, the latest news from Soca to Soca blog, exclusive merch, and the perfect place to advertise your business. Download the Island Vibe radio app now.
On Google Play or the Apple App Store.
Feel the rhythm, catch the vibe.
And vibe with the best.
Island Vibe Philly Caribbean Station, where the Caribbean lives.